All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, call I'm La Eloheinu wa Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua by Hashem Harakat. I want to give double honor to the apostles and elders of the great millstone who will teach well and hearty shalom to the elect. All right, and to Wadi Yahweh Hashem Yahushua for allowing me to do this lesson. All right, you can see what the title says: ICE raids aren't just a Latino issue. Black communities are also at risk. Okay, so specifically, they're going to name a tribe of the 12 tribes of Israel that is specifically at risk, tailoring it to one person, all right? But this is going to come upon all the tribes, okay? All right? These ICE raids, okay, are going to come to all the tribes, all right? Now, we're just going to listen, I'm going to read this article and then play a video, okay? All right? Let me get a scripture first. This is Jeremiah 50 and 33. It says, in the KJV on the right, it says, "Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah, both as the northern kingdom was mentioned first, and then Judah, which is the southern kingdom, was mentioned second, were oppressed together. All that took them captives held them fast, and they refused to let them go." All right, let's read it in NLT. It says, "This is what Yahweh of heaven's army says: the people of Israel and Judah have been wronged." All right, wrong. We've been wrong, all right, in many ways, okay? From being transported over here, from the segregation, Jim Crow, all types of stuff, right? Even up until today. Let's read 34. It says, in the KJV, it says, "Their Redeemer is strong. Yahweh of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon." All right, and the Lord's going to do that once he gets us up out of here. But now let's look at this article. And this, these ICE raids upon you, so-called, Latinos, Slovakia, and now starting to hit, Benjamin and Benjamin and Levi, okay? All right, it's part of the process of us getting out of here, okay? So it says here, ICE raids aren't just a Latino issue. Black communities are also at risk. It says on February 18, 2 weeks after having her son via C-section, Monique Rodriguez was battling postpartum depression. The black mother of two was born and raised in St. Catherine Parish in Jamaica, had come to the United States in 2022 on a 6-month visa and settled in Florida with her husband. But after finding herself alone and overwhelmed with the lack of support, she spiraled. "My husband is an American and first-time dad and was scared of hurting the baby. He pushed off the baby on me, which I didn't like, and I was in pain, and I was tired and overwhelmed. I got frustrated, and I hit my husband." She said a family member called the police, resulting in Rodriguez's arrest. Suddenly, a domestic violence dispute led to more serious consequences when Rodriguez's husband arrived to bail her out on the following day. Immigration and Customs Enforcement was waiting to detain her. So she's a Benjamite, okay? Let's look at this. She said she was born in St. Catherine, Jamaica. All right, I think that's where it said. Yep, she was born in St. Catherine Parish in Jamaica. So she's a Benjamite, okay? All right. So it says here, despite being married and having a pending green card application, she became one of the 1,000 immigrants deported this year because of contact with police. All right, so she was deported. That's the whole point of reading this article. All right, and all this other stuff is talking about fighting back, blah blah blah. How the Latino and Black community don't want to help each other. Okay, and now it's basically stating, hey, the Black people, so-called Negroes, okay, all right, and Levi's and Haitians, okay, All right, y'all are on the list next, okay? But that's not surprising when we know that things like this is leading into Jacob's trouble, okay? I'm not stating that this is Jacob's trouble, but I'm saying it's leading into it. This is Jeremiah 30 and 7. It says, "Alas, for this day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." All right, the Lord's going to save his people about it this time, okay? But this time is going to be worse, okay? Things like, putting people in concentration camps is part of Jacob's trouble. Things like separating people, you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native American Indians away from their family because of police contact is part of will lead into Jacob's trouble. Okay, all right. Being put in those concentration camps, all right, is going to lead into Jacob's trouble. All right. Now let's look at this article right here.
To hear this. A group of military contractors led by Eric Prince, yes, the guy behind Blackwater, he just pitched a $25 billion plan to mass deport 12 million people before the 2026
Who you think they're going to mass deport? You so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native American Indians, man. Okay, all right.
midterm. They're talking about putting processing camps on military bases. They're talking about having a private fleet of planes and even a small army of citizens to make arrests. That's equivalent to deporting 500,000 people per month. That's over.
And you know what they doing with the people they deport? They flying them over bodies of water and dumping them out, and those bodies of water are coming upon the lands in shackles and handcuffs.
Over a 600% increase on current levels. This is 100% illegal and dystopian. But guess what? They're trying to make it happen anyway.
Who cares if it's illegal? This is what the Lord wants to happen at the end of the day. And that's what people need to understand. The Lord is in control of everything, all right? Everything, everything. This is Isaiah 45 and 7. It says here, "I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, Yahweh, do all these things." All right, I'm going to read it in NLT. It says, "I create the light and make darkness. I sing good times and bad times. I, Yahweh, am the one who does these things." So there's, who cares if it's illegal based on the laws and constitutions that the white man has made up. All right, those laws and constitutions don't really abide to you because they say that you 3/4 of a man. All right, but anyway, it's the Lord doing all these things, and our people generally don't understand that. All right, and it's happening for the reason and the purposes that the Lord wants it to happen.
And guess who profits? Private contractors. Yep.
The one who profits is white people.
These are the same people who cashed in on war, and now they want to cash in on deportation. We already know this is cruel, but it's also dangerous. We all know what happens when governments start rounding people up and putting them in camps. I'm calling this out now, and I need the United States citizens to stand up with me. Be sure you like, share, and comment, and get this post out there to every single person we can. So, everybody.
All right, yeah, you see that you're going to see that they're only going to deport, dangerous criminals, quote unquote. And those dangerous criminals are going to be you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native American Indians, man. All right, they're going to classify you as that, even though you may not even be a dangerous criminal. And the real dangerous criminals in the world is the so-called white man, but the Lord's about to deport his ass out of rulership here soon. All right. And look, let's go here right quick, because we know that Issachar, mainly Issachar, all right, is the ones that's being deported. Maybe Ephraim and Zebulon, right? Maybe the Dominicans. I'm not sure in regards to what's going on with the rest of the Northern Kingdom, but I know Issachar for sure. Okay, all right. And now, but you got this one article saying that a lady from Jamaica, which is a Benjamite, okay, And then you have these over here where uh, the Haitians was becoming at risk to be deported. All right, and you see here it says over 300,000 Haitians face prospect of being sent back. All right, it's only for you tribes. Okay, it's only for you tribes. Remember, a few years ago, uh, they let other nations, like I think it was Afghani refugees and individuals from the Middle East, on these military bases. They housed them and they gave them whatever they needed was essential for them to go and be a part of the public. Okay, all right, be a part of America, and you don't hear anything about these individuals getting deported. All right, um, let me see, but you see it right here, the Haitians. All right, y'all on this list. Y'all are on this list of the 12 tribes. Okay, all right, Levi. All right, but just know that these things are happening because the Lord wants them to happen, and these things are happening because it's what the Lord wants ultimately. All right, and the Lord's gonna bring down the hammer on this man for all the things that he's done towards his people. All right, let's get this in Obadiah. All right, this is Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 10. It says, "For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever." All right, the Lord's gonna cut this man off. All right, you could go down. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna go down and read it, and how Esau is gonna be cut off forever. All right, and this is violence separating. There's seen a video where the ICE individuals, they came